Where did the sound go? You're welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome to Financial Fun Friday. We're very grateful that you're here today. And we got my girl here, y'all. She don't feel too well, so it's going to just be me talking to you today. But this is Financial Fun Friday, and it's being hosted by your girl, Dr. Rita B. Rowland, and my partner, I'm going to say her name for Ms. Darlene Jenkins, coming to you live from WABS. She just quiet today. So good morning, Facebook. Welcome, everybody. This is Financial Fun. And we're talking about this greatest wealth transfer and the consequences that's coming with it. So let's keep this show moving. Let me let you up front know that this is kind of generic in approach, which means we're going to be giving you some facts today. But because we do not know your particular situation, we will not be catering this to you. But you'll have the opportunity, as always, to sit down with us, a free 15-minute consultation, just to kind of share. If you have any questions, we'll take care of you. But today we're just going to share some information. And we just want you to know, hey, share us with everybody, because this is Financial Fun Friday. We do this every first and third Friday where we broadcast live, and we broadcast live simultaneous on Facebook and YouTube. So we just want to say welcome. It's the first Friday in April, and we're going to talk a little bit today about these taxes. But the whole purpose of this show is just to kind of pull back the curtains and give you this in-depth understanding about what your federal benefit, the best retirement option. Today we're talking about taxes, nuggets, vacation on a dime, life insurance, long-term care, estate planning, you name it, we talk about it. So please feel free to register so you can get your reminders a week before and an hour before. You got to do is click on that link right there, or you can scan that QR code so that you can be on our list. Please like us on Facebook. You know we need some likes. Go over there, click that button, like us on your AB Solutions, and on our YouTube page. It is at ABS Retirement Solution. So we thank you again. Thank you for those that have just joined us. And see, I'm missing my girl already. I was supposed to say, I need y'all to do a check-in. Let me know where you came from, where you coming from, where you been, and where you're going. Not all of that. Just let us know where you're coming from. And so we got some faithfuls who already know what to do. They didn't already tell us they're coming from Delaware. Darlene, they sending out love to you so that you can feel better. I got to go on Facebook and see what they talking about. I'm multitasking here, y'all. I think I may get it, but we got Largo in the house. We got Upper Marlboro. I think we got Nashville. We got DC. Okay. So we got a few people. We got a few just said, you know what? You don't need to know where I'm from. Just know that we're here. So welcome to every single person that is in the house today. And so we're talking about this new year, new opportunity. We're at the beginning of this second quarter. And so it's no longer a new year for us, y'all, but we're going to talk about an opportunity today. And what is that opportunity? When we think about taxes, for the last few weeks, we've been discussing taxes and how to understand your rate versus your tax bracket, how to make sure you understand where you fit in and what's going on. But today we're going to talk about the greatest wealth transfer. And everybody's talking about it. Economists, financial people, the prophets, the apostles, they're all talking about this greatest wealth transfer. And I think it's a great thing, right? Whenever wealth is being transferred, that's what the Lord said is a good thing. But what we're not talking about is a lot of that wealth that's being transferred is being transferred from qualified accounts. And what does that mean? Those accounts that have not been taxed yet. And so even though the wealth is transferring, which is a marvelous thing, what's also transferring is what? The taxes that's associated with it. So let's just get over this. Let's just get this fact out on the table. You're going to have to pay taxes. I talk to people every day, well, why I got to pay taxes? Because you was willing to take the tax break 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you said, hey, Uncle Sam, I'm willing for you to give me this tax break now so that I can pay whatever you decide the taxes are going to be in the future. That's what we all did when we decided to do 401ks, TSP, IRAs, 403bs, 450 save. Name a three-letter one, 401a. That's what we said. Hey, I don't want to pay taxes now. I'd rather pay taxes later. And we're going to understand what all of that means. And so when we think about taxes, we think about it in these buckets, and many people are looking at maybe one of the things you can do is to convert these taxes, because you're going to pass them on. Maybe you don't care to send them off to your loved ones, your children, your grandkids, and you don't care about taxes. Hey, they get money that they didn't work for and they didn't deserve. So I'm not concerned about the taxes. But some of you may be thinking, I don't want to pay more taxes than I have to, and I don't really want to pass it on to the next generation as well. And one of the ways that we can do to fix the problem that we have already, the problem we have now is that money is sitting in this bucket right here. It's sitting in the tax deferred bucket, means that you have not paid taxes. So it's $1 million in this bucket. Talked to somebody yesterday, him and his wife combined have $4 million. It's 500,000, it's 300, whatever it is in this bucket, and you're trying to move it over to this bucket. Why is that important? Because once you shift it from qualified pre-tax tax deferred to qualified tax-free, you no longer have to be concerned about taking money out at your RMD. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about paying taxes on it. If you wanted to sit another 10, 15 years, you can, whenever you withdraw it out, you don't have to worry about it. It's no taxes out of that. You don't have to, at 59 and a half, if you had it 5 years, you have access to these funds. And not only do you get to enjoy the taxes, you get to pass it to your legacy tax-free. So let's look at an example of what this means. So here's an example of someone that has a IRA account, TSP account, or 401k. They're 64 years old, and we're going to make these assumptions that they have 25% tax liability. Their IRA is going to be sitting and it's going to be growing at 5% annually. Now, money from the RMDs are not used for income. They have enough pension. They have enough Social Security. They have enough money to cover their everyday expenses. So they're not using this as income. They're going to take their RMDs when they reach their RMD age and reallocate those back into other investments that are paying 5% annually. This account holder lives to age 90. So we're starting this account at 64, at 72, 73, 75. At some point, RMDs are coming to be due, and they're going to start to withdraw those RMDs out. That RMD money that they take out of their TSP 401k, put it into their bank account. They're going to reinvest it, and that reinvestment is going to be earning 5%. At 90, they go home to be with the Lord, and let's look at what happens. So the total taxes paid on those RMDs that they have to start taking, they do not have an option. You do not have an option. When you reach, whether that age is 72, 73, or 75, Uncle Sam is say, hey, you've been deferred long enough. We now want our money. And so from all of that 500,000 growing at from 64 to 72, 73, 75, you now have to pay taxes, $204,000. Now, you took that money out and you reinvested. The taxes that you got to pay on your reallocated assets are $96,000. So it may not be pre-tax, it may be capital gains, or you invest in it, you still have to pay taxes. Then at 90, you leave and you pass the money on to your heir. This greatest wealth transfer is not coming if most of the money that most people are transferring is in qualified account. What is coming also with that wealth transfer is the taxes associated with it. So the heirs are paying $156,000. The total is $456,000. So we had a $500,000 account, let it grow, withdraw, RMDs, pass to the heir. We're paying almost just as much in taxes. Now, some of you said, Rita, that's not fair. It may be not fair, but it's legal. It's what we all signed up for. It's what we said. I'm going to put $1,000 a month into my retirement account, and I'm in, let's assume, in a 25% tax bracket. I don't want to pay the $250 in taxes now. I want this $1,000 to grow over for 30 years, and my $100,000 or $200,000 deposits now become $1 million or 500,000. I'd rather pay the 25% on that. That's what we said, whether we like it or not. What we agreed to was this formula. Don't pay now and you pay later. Now, here's the other option. You can have done that, which is what all of us have done. Or you can say, hey, I want to convert. I want to be able to stop the bleeding of the taxes. Now, that first screen that we just talked about, let's go back. This is looking at taxes from a micro view. Hey, this is what it is. Let me pay my taxes. They come, because I'm not willing to look at it from a macro point of view and not have to be concerned. What does that mean? It means this right here. You say, you know what? I don't want all of the bleeding. I don't want all of the taxes. I'm going to take the same scenario. He's 64, she's 64, 25% tax liability. The 500 is growing at 5%. The account holder lives to 90. The beautiful thing is that they're willing to pay their taxes up front. They're going to convert this 500,000 at 64. They're going to pay that 25% tax liability, 125, and their taxes are going to grow what? No taxes on the growth. Why? Because it's now a Roth. You don't pay taxes. What's left to your heirs is zero taxes, because you've already paid this 125. So now you have $125,000 that you paid in taxes, opposed to $456,000. Why is this important for you to understand? Because taxes overall, we look at the marginal tax rate from 1913, when truly taxes were enacted, really enacted, to about today, we're in some of the lowest tax brackets ever. And remember what we talked about, tax rates. Remember, we talked about bracket being different from the rates. And so we think about it, we're in a really good deal. So even though we're complaining about taxes for us, for real, y'all, it's on sale, because it could be 50% or 40% or 45. We complaining about 24. Well, what if it just went up 10% to 34? What's 10% of a $50,000 withdrawal out of your account, because you need that to survive on? That's an extra $5,000 out of your pocket. That's an extra $400 a month. That could be a car note. That could be vacation. That could be your children's education. So understand why it's important to look at it, not from a micro view. Let me just pay the taxes and go, and I'm not going to be concerned with it. But look at it from a macro. Why? Because as we know, taxes are on sale. They're low today. So today, if you are a married couple and you make between 201 and 383, let's say you guys at 300 grand, 330 for a married couple today, that's not hard to be. You're at a 24% tax bracket. But come 2026, you're going to a 33% tax bracket, right? Now, bracket-wise, that's an additional 9%. And so even if the tax rate on this side for the couple is 13% or 14, on this side, it still could be 28, 26. It's still going to be 6 to 8% more in 2026. So some of you have the opportunity to take advantage of a tax break, take advantage of maybe converting some of those funds. Now, you may not want to do the whole 500,000 at one time. Some of y'all have $1 million, $2 million, and you think about me and yesterday we were discussing the client I was talking to. We just projected, let's say this 4 million, they were 56 and 57. So their RMD is 75. So we're talking about, let's say 18, 19, 20 years later. Let's say that 4 million just doubled. Let's not even taking it to, let's just say it doubled to 8 million. We looked at what the RMD would be almost another 300 grand added to their income. And so when he started thinking about it, it was like 300 grand added to the already pension that they both had. They're already Social Security. They're now in a $450,000, $500,000 bracket in income. Sounds great. But now everything is expensive for them. Medicare costs is much higher at the highest rate. So they not only have to pay taxes, they now have to increase their Medicare by $400 or $500 each. And then Social Security is taxed at the 85%. Why? Because they have all of their income. So when you think about this, that's why you can't see it from a narrow perspective, the micro. You got to look at it from the macro. What's impacted by these qualified funds, not only just for you, but as you transfer these funds to your children, they may decide, we're not going to take this tax break and cash out these accounts. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. We appreciate it. We're going to do what the government is allowing us to do. We're going to stretch it out over 10 years. And so you leave them $500,000, you leave them $1 million. They can now stretch it out over 10 years. They can take out 50 grand a year, but 50 grand a year could also impact their tax bracket and rate. So as you think about this transfer, get excited about it, but let's think about it and let's come up with a plan that we're able to transfer it the best way we know how, with the best tax strategy and plan in mind, not just for you to reduce your taxes, but how about we transfer it to our children, to those we love, with the least amount of taxes as possible. So as we keep talking about taxes, taxes are going to be a major thing, and seniors have the greatest taxes because you're no longer just working and you have income tax. You have your pension, which is taxed. You have your Social Security, which is taxed. You have Medicare costs that's based on your tax. You have RMDs that's also taxed. So when you think about it, they tell seniors, pay off everything, have no bills, have no mortgage. You're going to be in a lower tax bracket. For a lot of seniors, that's not a true statement. They're finding themselves in the same bracket or even higher. So make sure you take advantage of the opportunity to sit down with us so we can help you come up with a strategy. Because when you think about this whole picture, you're looking at some alternative tax your strategies, because we're looking at growth. How do we protect your principal? What income do you need? How do you pass it to your legacy? And what amount did you get to keep? And what amount have to go to taxes? And so we look at all of the strategies to help put all of these things in perspective for you so that you can have the best retirement. You can live life the best way you want to live it, according to your dreams, according to your goal, and you get to leave your legacy, the ones that you love, in the best position possible. And so I just wanted to know, I don't know if there's any questions, Darlene. Let me check on this little chat box for us on online Facebook. Y'all are multitasking today. So
No question.
we just got love today. So just understanding that and being in a proactive mode is important. And Alan Lakin brings us to that whole point. Planning is bringing the future into the present so you can do something about it now. For some of us, now is in 2026. So we got 2 years is planning, thinking about it today. What is my strategy? Because in 2026, I am going to be an RMD, or I'm on my way to RMD, and tax is going to go up 9%. What is 9% of my wealth? Say, do I want to give up 9% for the next 10, 20 years? What does that look like? Just probably the increase in taxes could be what you pay today in a conversion. So just looking at all of the strategy, what's best for you, it depends, and everybody is different. So please contact us today so we can map out the right strategy and play for you, for your loved ones, and for who you're going to send all of this money to. They're going to be grateful, but let's come up with a strategy that works best for them, and we can help you put all of those pieces together. So you can scan that QR code, or you can go to that link and book your 15-minute consultation. Is a strategy session. We asking you questions, you asking us, and we trying to see how we can help you get and reach your financial destination. There's no questions online. There's no questions in the chat box. We're going to say thank you and that we appreciate you. I know sometimes we come with these concepts, of these ideas. No, nobody really wants to wreck their brain and understand taxes. But Darlene, it's the thing that all of us are going to have to pay. And if we're not aware and understand, it's easy for us to give up more money than we have to. Judge Lernhan said it's not our patriotic duty to pay more taxes than we ought to. And many people pay more taxes, Darlene, simply because they don't understand. So ABS, what we're doing here, bringing you little bits, nuggets, and pieces so you can understand, what does it look like for me? I got all of this qualified money. I'm going to have to pay taxes. How do I pay the least amount? Because I didn't understand this concept when I started 30 35, 20 years ago. But I'm now in this position that I have to make some wise decisions, and making those wise decisions won't only just impact you, but also impact the people who will receive the funds. So I think I've told you guys enough. My partner may be able to squeak out something. She looking good, y'all, but she sounds wonderful. She sounds wonderful.
That's right. Thank you. Rita, I hope you all can hear me, but you said something very important about the taxes and doing something about it now. And Rita, what I wanted to say is, as a country, as individuals, we have been lulled into believing it's okay. That's what we do. We pay more in taxes. So sometimes that's why it's not an urgency, because everybody's paying more in taxes. And so until, don't follow the herd.
Mm,
Don't keep having that herd mentality. You be the first one to step out. Give us a call. Talk. Keep hearing. Keep coming back. Look at your finances. Don't look up and say, oh, I wish I had listened. Turn wishes into actions right now.
yes, yes.
So
She
let's
about to
get
give
out of
me,
the herd.
yes, I'm about to catch, I feel like we're about to have church up in this girl preaching over here. Don't follow the herd, and make a decision to do something about your situation today. You can create a new herd of paying the least amount of taxes as possible. So as you do it, begin to share and share, because then we can really transfer wealth the way God has intended for it to be transferred. All
And
right?
Rita, I want to just invite Facebook, all of you on here, go to our website. It's listed right here on the screen. You're on Facebook, go to our website, yourabsolutionsinc.com. Navigate over to the events tab, click it, because guess what? We're having a workshop on taxes and retirement. This is very serious for us. You need to hear this in more detail. Go to our website right now. When you get on, share it out, click on events, and register for our workshop on April the 11th. It's at lunchtime. So if you can make it, great, but share it out, and you can see all of the other workshops that we have going on. And that's about all I have left.
I am Facebook, I am putting something in the chat box for you. For those online, we're gonna stop recording, but we're gonna put it over there for you as well.